Hey guys, today I'm working with a Whirlpool HE washer and I've got it loaded up here. I bypassed the lid switch just by simply taking it off there, putting it in. That way we can kind of watch it as it goes along here. You can see that it's going to fill up with water here in a minute after it senses how heavy this load is. There it goes. And I'm going to let you see that sounds good, smooth operation, doesn't jump around or have any weird noises or anything like that. The washers get a 28-point inspection, the dryers get a 22-point inspection. Everything electrical, mechanical, essentially everything that I can check gets checked. Everything has to work perfectly before it leaves my care here, so before I list it up for sale even. So we're going to let this thing go ahead and fill up, and it's got little LEDs that show you how far along the way they are. So I'm going to come back when it's agitating so you can see that, let you see it drain, and then we'll do the final spin. So we will come back. Okay, we're back for the agitation. One thing I want to show you real quick that's real nice, and I get this question a lot about the HE machines, is how much water does it use? This particular HE machine does not skimp on the water. So as you can see, and it's auto sensing, I didn't tell it how much water to use. There's no option here for how much water to use. I did put it on heavy, and that might result in a little bit more water, but typically the differences here are going to determine how long it's going to agitate for. So just throwing numbers out here, maybe you'll get a 15-minute agitation here, 10, 5, something like that. It's probably a lot longer than that, but just as an example, it doesn't necessarily mean how much water it's going to use, but as you can see, uses plenty of water. That's full submersion on the clothes, and if you're a construction worker or if you do any type of work that requires getting your clothes really clean, this type of machine, it's going to do a much better job than even some of the newer HE machines where it just simply gets the clothes wet. So good to note. I get that question a lot, so since I'm listing this as an HE machine, I thought I'd throw that out there because I know somebody's going to ask. Well, if you watch the video, now you know. So we'll let it burn through this, and we'll come back for that final spin so that you can see it spinning nice and fast. Alright guys, we're moving out of the wash cycle into the rinse cycle, and it is draining the water out now. You can hear it draining there. So now it's going to kick in and go through, it'll switch over to rinse, and then it'll essentially repeat that process of filling up, agitating, draining with clean cold water, and then it'll go into the final spin. So we'll come back for that final spin. Alright, so we're getting up to full speed, and typically this lid here would be locked and you wouldn't be able to open it for good reason. You'll see because of how fast it's spinning, which it does an excellent job getting the water out of those clothes. It's going to cut your drying time in half versus a traditional old school washer. It doesn't spin anywhere near this fast. As you can hear, nice smooth operation. It's not jumping around or making any weird noises or anything like that. All things you'd want to look for. So that's it on this guy. We'll move over to the dryer. Okay, now we've got a Samsung electric dryer. This is considered an HE machine. It is a moisture sensor, if I can say that right. All kinds of options on this. I'll let you get a good look at it here, and of course all these details are going to be in the ad. Go ahead and turn it on, and we'll just put it on normal, high heat. It's going to start out at 40 minutes, and we'll hit go. This dryer is in like new condition. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Let's see here, we'll go ahead and in just a sec we'll open it up, and I'm going to show you that it is in fact heating like it's supposed to. So I've got my temperature gun right in between those two dots. You're going to get a temperature measurement. There's a little difference there, so we'll give it a second to heat up. All kinds of options you can set on here, delicates. Right now it is sensing, it is on the sensor one, so I probably actually shouldn't have done that one because it's going to know it's empty. And I want it to get nice and hot for you. So let's go just to time dry, high heat, and we'll hit go. And as you can hear, it's virtually silent. If you had your clothes in there, they'd be thumping around on each other, but it's got a little bit of a, if you call that see-through, but you can see it running in there just fine. Okay, we'll go ahead and open this up. We'll get a temperature measurement here. Yeah, plenty of heat there. Take a picture for the ad there. And the inside of your dryer is going to get anywhere from about 95 up to 195, depending on what you have the heat set at. But right below this grate down in here, kind of in this area, is where the heating element itself is. So it pushes that air up through here. And then this is where you would do the lint trap there. So it's kind of this air flow, which is why it's so important to make sure that the vent on the back is clear all the way out to the outside of your house. If there's an obstruction with either too much lint here, or maybe you've got an obstruction on the outside of your house or something, it causes this to not heat correctly. If you ever hear some people say sometimes it takes 2 or 3 times to get their clothes dry, a lot of times they've just got either an internal blockage, which I go through and clean on all of my machines, or an external blockage, which is somewhere in the vent system. So good to note. Now you know it heats properly, runs nice, smooth, sounds great. So we'll go ahead and get these listed up for sale. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Thanks, have a great day.